Hi, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and this is Nightline, and here are the top stories. Large-scale affordable housing projects must include education and healthcare access, says Prime Minister. And AG's Chambers hands preliminary investigation report on Zara Karina's death back to police. Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. The young Di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim said that his state visit to Russia reflects his sincere wish to strengthen ties and cooperation between the two nations. During his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, His Majesty said Malaysia regarded Russia as a trusted and important partner.
I admire your leadership. You have steered Russia through significant and often challenging moment. You have proven yourself as a statesman in time of demanded strength, vision, and resilience.
The king was earlier accorded a state welcoming ceremony at the Grand Kremlin Palace on Wednesday. Sultan Ibrahim arrived at the Kremlin around 3 p.m. local time before proceeding to St. George's Hall, where Putin formally greeted His Majesty. Accompanying His Majesty were Defence Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Khalid Nordin and Malaysian Ambassador to Russia, Datuk Cheong Lun Lai. According to materials for the meeting released earlier on Wednesday, the Kremlin hailed Malaysia as a reliable partner of Russia in the Asia-Pacific region, with both countries set to boost trade and economic cooperation. On large-scale, high-rise affordable housing projects must be developed in line with the Madani concept and equipped with essential facilities such as schools and healthcare services. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the requirement is mandatory for all housing developments involving more than 3,500 units. Anwar on Wednesday officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for Residency Aman Madani, an affordable housing development in Bandar Seri Permaisuri, Cheras. The project, aimed at middle and lower income groups, comprises 3,438 units and is expected to be completed within 5 years. During his speech, Anwar stressed the need for all such housing projects to be built with basic facilities, including vertical schools equipped with lifts.
Tak perlu tahu siapa pemaju. Tidak ada commission untuk Perdana Menteri atau politik dia, seperti mana lazim berlaku sebelumnya. Tidak. Yang saya nak, konsep ini memenuhi semua keperluan, dipatuhi. Dan bukan saja projek ini dipantau pribadi oleh Perdana Menteri. Semua projek mesti ikut konsep ini.
He also said that in addition to schools and clinics, housing projects developed under the Madani concept must include spaces for small traders, recreational areas, as well as ensure access to public transport without placing a burden on developers. The Chief Secretary to the government has also been tasked with continuously monitoring the implementation to safeguard the needs of the urban poor and the B40 group. The Public Service Department will conduct a comprehensive study on the proposal to raise the mandatory retirement age for civil servants to 65. Chief Secretary to the Government, Tan Sri Syamsul Azri Abu Bakar, said the matter requires an in-depth assessment before a decision can be made.
Belum lagi. Belum. Itu di kajian JPA. Yes. Buat kajian dulu. Ya. Kaji.
Syamsul Azri said this to reporters after delivering the keynote address at the National Capability and Directed Growth Mission-Oriented Approach lecture in Putrajaya on Wednesday. During the tabling of the 13th Malaysia Plan last week, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the retirement age policy will be reviewed in line with Malaysia's demographic shift towards an aging nation. Anwar also said various factors including financial implications and job market dynamics must be considered before a final decision on the matter. Currently, the mandatory retirement age for civil servants is 60, which also serves as the minimum retirement age for private sector workers under the Minimum Retirement Age Act. Meanwhile, economists are backing the government's move to consider raising the mandatory retirement age to 65, but say it should be done carefully. Bank Muhammad's chief economist Muhammad Afzanizam Abdul Rashid said longer life expectancy and better health mean Malaysians can stay productive beyond 60.
If we were to look at life expectancy in 1991, it was around 71 years old. Now, as of 2024, the life expectancy has reached 75 years old. So the improvement in life expectancy can be attributed to factors such as health, which has allowed Malaysians to be able to work beyond the retirement age.
He added many retirees are already being re-employed on contract and their experience benefits both organizations and younger workers. But he stressed the policy should not be made compulsory so as to not pressure those who wish to retire at 60. Meanwhile, Putra Business School Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Razman Abdul Latif agreed the review is timely, but noted it may not suit all industries and any decision must consider job market impacts and government finances.
Of course, the decision whether the retirement age should be increased or not must take into various factors such as financial implication for the government, the job market dynamics, and probably it is only suitable for a certain sector of industry and not for all kind of job.
For the Congress of Unions of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, CUPEX, any move to raise the retirement age for civil servants from 60 to 65 must be backed by a thorough, holistic study. Its Secretary General, Dato' Rahman Muhammad Nordin, said while the extension may ease pension burdens and retain experienced talent in public service, other risks include limited job opportunities for younger Malaysians, increased healthcare needs and possible disruptions to labour market dynamics. He also urged the government to focus on assessing the impact of pension sustainability, civil servant well-being and healthcare infrastructure before finalizing the proposal. He added that a flexible approach may offer a win-win solution, allowing civil servants in good health to continue working while enabling others to retire when ready. The new Chief Justice, Dr. Wan Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh, has vowed to uphold the independence of the judiciary and to protect the institution with his whole heart and soul. He also emphasized that the judiciary must be resilient, efficient and easily accessible. Wan Ahmad Farid made the pledge at a ceremony celebrating his appointment organized by the Malaysian judiciary held at the Palace of Justice in Putrajaya on Wednesday. The event was also attended by judges from the superior courts as well as the Attorney General Tan Sri Muhammad Dusuki Mokhtar. In his inaugural speech as Chief Justice, he assured that his extensive experience across all three branches of government, including his political background, will not compromise his dedication to upholding the role impartially.
I cannot erase my history, political or otherwise. But as I assume this most solemn amanah, and for as long as I occupy this chair, I give you my unconditional pledge in the name of my Creator, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, that I will vigorously protect and relentlessly safeguard the independence of our branch of government with every fiber of my being.
He also outlined several initiatives aimed at improving the efficiency of the judiciary and addressing the backlog of cases nationwide.
As they say, justice delayed is justice denied. I'm aware of litigants who come to the court seeking justice, but are dissatisfied that it takes years for the matter to be resolved. To them, let me say this: I hear you. Together with my brother and sister judges, we will work together to resolve the backlog of cases throughout the country.
He explained that the judiciary is now working closely with the government to increase courtroom capacity and appoint more judicial commissioners to help ease the existing workload. Wan Ahmad Farid officially took office as the 17th Chief Justice on July 28th, succeeding Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat, who retired on July 2nd. Moving on, the Attorney General's Chambers has returned the preliminary investigation report on the death of religious school student Zara Karina Mahathir to the police. Attorney General Tan Sri Muhammad Dusuki Mokhtar said the report was handed back to the police on Tuesday to enable them to complete their investigation. According to Muhammad Dusuki, specific instructions were issued to the police. However, he stressed that details on the matter could not be disclosed. He revealed this on the sidelines of the ceremony held to mark the appointment of the new Chief Justice in Putrajaya on Wednesday. Meanwhile, in a statement issued later, the AG's chambers urged the public to stop uploading and circulating unverified information related to the death of the Form 1 student, including images of children allegedly linked to Zara Karina, as this could interfere with the ongoing investigation. On Tuesday, the legal team representing Zara Karina's mother alleged that there were serious shortcomings and irregularities in the investigation report into the 13-year-old teenager's death. They claim that a post-mortem was not conducted and that the police failed to collect the victim's clothing and personal belongings from the time of the incident for investigation. They then appealed to the Attorney General to return the investigation paper to the police for a fresh and thorough probe. Meanwhile, lawyers representing Nurai Dahlamat, the mother of the late Zara Karina, have denied claims that the 13-year-old was placed inside a washing machine. The allegation has been described as mere speculation. In a joint statement, lawyers Hamid Ismail and Shahlan Jufri said the victim's mother had never shared such information with anyone. They added that a viral image presenting a timeline claiming Zara Karina was only brought to Queen Elizabeth Hospital 1 at 8 a.m. on July 16th is another piece of speculation. This information also did not originate from the victim's mother. They further warned that sharing images of school students and making negative remarks about them in the media may constitute a criminal offence. Their statement comes after allegations on various anonymous accounts on social media that Zara Karina was placed inside a washing machine, thus resulting in internal injuries. The Prime Minister has instructed the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, to investigate Pagoh Member of Parliament Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's denial against allegations that he had defended the distribution of targeted RON 95 petrol subsidies to foreigners. In a statement, the Prime Minister's office said it has taken note of Muhyiddin's denial of ever making such a statement. The PMO said, as a government that upholds transparency and accountability, the Prime Minister has instructed the MCMC to take appropriate action. On Tuesday, Muhyiddin denied that he had made any statement regarding foreigners and targeted RON 95 petrol subsidies. Major plantation companies in the country are showing their support for the government's initiatives to strengthen technical and vocational education and training, or TVAT. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said among the programs receiving encouraging response are TVAT-based courses for SPM school leavers in plantation mechanization operations and for harvesting specialists. In a written reply in Parliament, Johari said the TVAT programs are implemented through the Malaysian Plantation and Commodities Institute and aims to develop a highly skilled workforce in modern plantation operations. He added that the training is conducted through a place and train approach, facilitated by strategic partnerships between the Institute and companies such as Sime Darby Guthrie, FGV and Sarawak Plantation. So far, more than 160 participants have completed the training since last year and have been given placements in the plantations of the participating companies. India's central bank maintained its key interest rate at 5.5% on Wednesday as US President Donald Trump ramped up threats to raise tariffs over New Delhi's purchase of Russian oil. The Reserve Bank of India kept the repurchase rate steady, the level at which it lends to commercial banks, after a unanimous vote by a 6-member panel. A majority of analysts had forecast a pause following a surprise 50 basis point reduction in June. The RBI cut rates for the first time in nearly 5 years in February and followed up with 2 other reductions in April and June.
Cities that inspire, connect and sustain. Putrajaya is more than a skyline. Discover how the city stays green, connected and investor-friendly as we explore Malaysia's blueprint for urban excellence. Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan speaks with CEO of Putrajaya Holdings, Sendirian Berhad, Dato Engineer Technologist Izwan Hasli Muhammad Ibrahim, only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
2.4 million ringgit worth of ganja buds seized. More local news when Nightline returns.
Tular mengenai perkahwinan jarak usia. Persoalannya, ada apa pada usia?
Carpal tunnel, tennis elbow dan sendi bahu terkeluar adalah masalah kesihatan tangan. Ketahui cara merawat.
Dan kini kanak-kanak dan remaja terdedah kepada stiker lucah dalam aplikasi telefon. Ibu ayah kena pantau anak-anak.
Tanam di atas tanah bukan milik. Adakah hasil tanaman halal dimakan?
Dan ketahui cara penjimatan bil elektrik.
Isnin hingga Jumaat 10 pagi hanya di TV3.
Tanyalah Ustaz minggu ini. Isnin, murtad tanpa sedar. Selasa, solat dan waktunya. Rabu, Ibadur Rahman, dambaan syurga. Khamis, kaya yang sebenar. Jumaat, faraid atau hibah. Sabtu, golongan celaka dalam Al-Quran. Ahad, taqwa dan damai hati. Tanyalah Ustaz biar tahu jangan keliru di TV3 dan TV9. Stream juga melalui Tonton.
Terbaru ditonton.
You ni tak habis lah dengan followers you tu.
Lah, kenapa pula? Selama ni tak kisah pun.
Kau betul ke nak kahwin dengan Abang Wasim ni?
Kak Ita nak misal dengan Abang Wasim. Ada syarat dia. Okey, name it. Kak Ita kena dapatkan kebenaran daripada Mama dengan Abah dia.
Macam mana sekalipun Kak Ita akan pastikan perkahwinan ini jadi.
Buat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton. Welcome back. A man believed to be the leader of a gang involved in robberies and house breakings was killed during a shootout with police in the capital early on Wednesday. Acting Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department CID Director Dato' Fadil Marsus said the 36-year-old suspect had a record of 44 criminal and drug-related offences. The incident occurred at about 4:10 a.m. during Op Api KL3, a joint operation involving the Bukit Aman CID and Kuala Lumpur Police. The suspect was seen driving along Jalan Bukit Tunku when he noticed police presence. As officers attempted to stop the vehicle, he opened fire, prompting them to return fire, fatally shooting him at the scene. Further inspection of the suspect's vehicle uncovered a revolver, house-breaking tools and a quantity of drugs. Checks also revealed that the vehicle was using a false registration number and is believed to have been smuggled into the country. The criminal group is believed to have been active since last year and is suspected of involvement in several criminal cases in Selangor and Perak, with the most recent incidents occurring in Sentul, Kuala Lumpur in June and July.
Dia mensasarkan rumah-rumah penginapan, rumah-rumah persendirian, juga mensasarkan rumah yang ada safe box. Safety atau safe box, dan ikut rekod daripada kejadian yang berlaku ni banyak diorang cuba mensasarkan gold bar cash yang ada dalam simpanan mangsa-mangsa.
Also found inside the car was a police vest believed to have been used by the suspect to impersonate a security officer. The suspect's body was taken to the Kuala Lumpur hospital for post-mortem. Efforts to track down the remaining members of the gang are ongoing. In Kedah, police have crippled a cross-border drug syndicate seizing 66.4 kilograms of high-grade ganja buds worth 2.4 million ringgit. The syndicate, believed to be active since last month, was dismantled following a series of raids on Sunday and Monday, which led to the arrest of 5 individuals, including the alleged mastermind and his 26-year-old wife. State Police Chief Commissioner Azli Abu Shah said the drugs were smuggled from Thailand in modified vehicles hidden in door panels and bonnets. In the first raid around 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, police nabbed 3 men and seized 64 kilograms of ganja buds in Sungai Petani. A follow-up raid the next day led to the arrest of 2 women, including the mastermind's wife, and the discovery of another 2 kilograms of ganja buds stashed in a freezer. All 5 suspects aged between 24 and 26 have been remanded for 6 days. Further investigations reveal that the mastermind is an unlicensed moneylender who recruited friends, including a 25-year-old security guard, as couriers. The syndicate had been using a 2-tier delivery system, entering Thailand via Bukit Kayu Hitam, then re-entering Malaysia through Padang Besar. The drugs were later moved south in luggage bags. Runners were paid 10,000 ringgit for each cross-border trip and 2,000 ringgit for domestic deliveries. 2 vehicles used in the smuggling runs were also seized. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act. Police have given their assurance that a thorough and transparent investigation will be carried out into the death of a University Technology Malaysia Reserve Officer Training Unit or PALAPES cadet, which occurred in Johor on July 28th. This comes despite initial post-mortem results indicating no signs of foul play. According to Kota Tinggi Police Chief Superintendent Yusuf Othman, authorities have so far recorded statements from more than 20 individuals, including eyewitnesses, medical personnel and the family of the deceased, 22-year-old Shamsul Haris Shamsuddin. Police are also taking seriously the claims made by the victim's mother, Ummu Haiman B. Daulatgun, who alleged that her son's death was suspicious due to the presence of bruises on his body.
Sebab kita akan buat siasatan ni secara adil, supaya siasatan ni semua pihak puas hati. Ya. Kalau ada unsur jenayah, kita akan tengok unsur jenayah dan juga tengok sudut-sudut lain.
On the day of the incident, Shamsul Haris was reported to have suddenly lost control and become delirious while undergoing training at the Army Training Centre Pulada Shooting Range in Ulu Tiram. He later died while receiving treatment at the Emergency Department of the Kota Tinggi Hospital. We're going for a short break. Coming up next, massive fire engulfs parts of Manila. Stay with us.
Wanita hari ini.
Kita ni kadang-kadang mengutamakan orang lain je.
Apa kata kali ni masa untuk diri sendiri pula?
Pernah tak dengar menu walk?
Yang masak dalam kuali besar-besar tu ada nasi goreng, ada char kway teow dan pelbagai lagi.
Buli nampak seperti isu lama.
Tapi masih ramai yang menjadi mangsa. Di manakah penyelesaiannya?
Jangan pandang ringan pada asap tau.
Contohnya jerebu boleh jejaskan kesihatan.
Bila dah berumah tangga, mestilah mahukan pasangan selalu ada.
Kan dah janji untuk sehidup semati?
Semuanya di WHI TV3
dan stream sekarang melalui tonton.
Wanita hari ini.
I cuma rindukan you dan Rina.
Rindu untuk I. Tapi jiwa dan jasad you untuk orang lain.
Kita balik macam dulu.
Nak pergi mana ni?
Lina ada appointment, Ibu.
Tadi Hakim call. Kenapa Lina tak jawab call dia?
I terpaksa bawa suami I sebab I tak nak dia atau ibu I perasan.
Saya tak bolehlah awak tak tahu dekat saya lama-lama macam ni.
Saya.
Kita buang yang terus Tak mahu gaduh lagi lah.
Setia itu mahal. Isnin hingga Jumaat 7 malam di Akasia TV3.
Ada orang dah punya gigit putih.
Macam K-pop tak?
Macam K-pop.
Tapi anak dua tak sekelok gerak. Kau pun lari lah.
Hebatnya, kau ni makan apa lah tadi? Cepat! Kalau kita cari paku, kita hantukkan belakang tengkuk kita. Kita akan jadi cantik. Oh, kau dah fikir habis-habisan ke? Ini tengkuk aku ke tengkuk kau
Wow, ada plot twist.
Ini kalau jaring saiz S
Buat
ni.
turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Emang ada apa, Mbak?
Kita curiga aja kalau dia tuh mau jualin kerupuk dari bahan yang haram.
Tapi aku butuh uang, Mer.
Aku juga butuh uang, Mas. Kita sama.
Ini uang yayasan, Bang.
Lu kira kami nggak tahu lu nipu?
Astagfirullah. Dosa. Ya Allah.
Apa yang tak dapat aku telah tiba, ya Allah. Sama-sama refleksi diri di Selat Naluri setiap Jumaat 3 petang di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui tonton.
Onto the foreign front. The Zionist regime has continued its relentless attacks on Gaza, killing at least 138 Palestinians and injuring 771 others in the past 24 hours. According to Gaza's health ministry, 5 more people have died from starvation and malnutrition over the last day. The ministry also reported that 87 Palestinians were killed and 570 injured while trying to receive humanitarian aid, bringing the total number of Palestinians killed while seeking aid to 1,655, with over 11,800 others injured since May 27th. To date, the overall death toll in the besieged enclave has risen to at least 61,158, with 151,442 others injured. In the Philippines, a massive fire broke out early Wednesday in the densely populated Happyland Aroma area of Tondo, Manila, causing widespread damage. Authorities said the blaze was first reported at 9:47 a.m. local time and immediately raised to first alarm status. Within minutes, it intensified, escalating to fifth alarm just half an hour later, as flames tore through tightly packed informal dwellings made of light materials. Multiple fire teams responded, and the fire was finally declared out at 4:21 p.m. local time. 3 people were injured, including a 25-year-old man bitten by a cat, a 34-year-old who suffered a minor neck burn, and another 34-year-old who sustained a lacerated leg. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Meanwhile, in France, hundreds of firefighters battled a massive wildfire in the south, which killed 1 person and injured 9 others. The fire, which started on Tuesday, has destroyed or damaged 25 homes in the southern Order region, where more than 1,800 firefighters have been deployed to contain it. Authorities confirmed the death of an elderly woman inside her home, while 2 others were injured, including 1 in critical condition with severe burns. 7 firefighters suffered smoke inhalation and 1 person remains missing. The fire has so far scorched over 13,000 hectares, making it the country's biggest blaze this year and one of the worst in recent memory. The Indian Army on Wednesday brought in sniffer dogs, drones and heavy earth-moving equipment to search for dozens missing following deadly Himalayan flash floods. At least 4 people were killed and over 50 others remain unaccounted for after a wall of mud and debris swept through the town of Darali in Uttarakhand state. Torrential monsoon rains continue to hamper rescue operations, with phone lines damaged and communication still limited. However, as soldiers reach stranded residents, the number of those missing has been revised down from around 100, first reported on Tuesday. The flash flood was reportedly triggered by a cloudburst, a sudden intense downpour over a small area which unleashed the deadly slide. On to sports now. Football and the 2026 AFC Under-20 Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. Malaysia's hopes of kicking off their campaign with a win were dashed after suffering a 3-0 defeat to Iran in their Group F opener at the Kuala Lumpur Football Stadium on Wednesday night. The young Tigresses missed a golden chance in the 13th minute when Kasih Carmilla failed to convert, sparking a counter-attack that saw Mariam Dini put Iran ahead. Mariam struck again in the 28th minute, capitalizing on a defensive lapse during a goal-mouth scramble. Malaysia briefly thought they had pulled one back through Tegan Butler in the 33rd minute, but the effort was ruled out for offside. Iran sealed the victory in stoppage time, with Asal Gajarian adding a third to end any hopes of a Malaysian fight back. Still on football, Manchester United are closing in on a deal to sign Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig after the Slovenian reached full agreement on personal terms with the Premier League giants on Wednesday. The 22-year-old is set to sign a contract until June 2030, despite interest from Newcastle United, who offered more money and Champions League football. Sesko, however, made it clear he only wanted a move to Old Trafford. United have submitted a £74 million bid, including add-ons, which is currently under review by Leipzig. Sesko scored 13 league goals last season and added 4 more in Europe, and his potential arrival could bring United's summer spending to around £214 million. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as the timeless beauty of Venice glides into view, a city where history floats on water. With that, I'm Muhammed. Thanks for watching and stay safe.